WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Selena Schaefer. Just 3 weeks into his presidency, President Donald Trump has been repeatedly disarmed and frustrated by partisan opponents and has seen firsthand the power behind the checks and balances system. Errol Barnett has the latest from Washington.
En route to his Florida retreat for the weekend, President Trump suggested he will act early next week to restore what he calls extreme vetting measures.
We'll win that battle, but we also have a lot of other options, including just filing a brand new order on Monday.
During a joint press conference earlier in the day with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the president wouldn't rule out any legal options, including an appeal to the Supreme Court.
We will continue to go through the court process, and ultimately I have no doubt that we'll win that particular case.
His executive order, which temporarily suspended admission of refugees and banned citizens from 7 Muslim-majority nations, was struck down by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on Thursday.
The law is not an abstraction.
Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson brought the case against the ban.
We respect that the president has broad authority when it comes to issuing executive orders, but they still have to follow the Constitution.
The Obama administration identified those 7 countries as of most concern for terrorism, and the president insists that temporary ban is necessary while national security officials review current vetting procedures.
This order was going to be controversial under any circumstances.
Ben Wittes with the Brookings Institution says President Trump's public criticisms of the judicial branch and flippant language hurt his case.
Most of the problems the president is having in this litigation are a function of his Twitter feed and his inability to control himself from saying things that give big litigation weapons to his opposing counsel.
Now, newly sworn-in Attorney General Jeff Sessions has been briefed on the case by the Department of Justice and will have a heavy hand in deciding the next move by the judiciary branch. In the meantime, a judge on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has filed a motion to have the full court review the decision. Errol Barnett, CBS News, Washington.
Now, 3,000 people from the 7 countries listed in President Trump's travel ban have entered the U.S. in a 2-day span. Meanwhile, Mississippi lawmakers are trying to restore coverage for 2 specific medical tests on the state employees' health insurance plan. Republican Representative Gary Chisholm of Columbus, the House Insurance Committee chairman, says that the plan recently dropped pap smears and prostate cancer tests from coverage as a wellness benefit that increased people's out-of-pocket costs for the tests. However, the House Bill 909 would mandate that the 2 tests be covered as part of an annual wellness benefit. The bill passed, but the House on Wednesday and moves on to the Senate for more debate. The Itawamba County Sheriff's Department demonstrated the importance of checkpoints this afternoon. During a routine checkpoint, 36-year-old Timothy William Pugh was apprehended and is currently in the Itawamba County Jail awaiting extradition to Jefferson County, Texas. Pugh has warrants in Texas on money laundering charges. Well, it's now time to turn it over to weather for our first look with meteorologist Griffin Hardy. Griffin, how's the weather looking out there?
Clouds are streaming in from the south outside on our Alpha Insurance Skycam in Columbus, and we're still quite mild outside at 72 degrees. Dew points at 65, almost uncomfortable if you step outside right now at the moment. And temperatures are going to barely cool down as the evening goes on. Still going to be hit 70 at 7 o'clock, and then still in the upper 60s with mostly cloudy skies later on tonight by 11 p.m. And as far as the forecast goes, we got a warm day tomorrow. The start of the week will be rather mild, and a chance for some storms come in on Wednesday. I'll time all this out for you coming up in your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks for that update there, Griffin. Well, Valentine's Day is just 3 short days away. For the florist business, Valentine's means weeks of preparation. WCBI's Victoria Bailey visits an area flower shop to see firsthand how it prepares for the store's busiest day of the year.
I'm going to get her some roses, card, and I'm going to take her out to Birmingham. Just take her out, get spoiled.
On February 14th, both men and women flocked to the stores and flower shops to get their loved ones something special. And Whitney Wofford, owner of the flower company in Starkville, says having a game plan is key for dealing with the extra traffic.
Well, organization is definitely the biggest part of getting all of our orders straight and making sure that all deliveries are done on time. We did up our inventory, obviously, by about 500% what a normal week might be. We also hire extra staff, delivery drivers. We got an extra delivery van.
Many Golden Triangle residents say each year it always comes down to worrying between planning the perfect night or finding the perfect gift.
The bears and the candy to show that they do love them. Roses, going out to eat, and being with your loved one.
Okay, and then a card, that's all.
For years now, Valentine's Day has been looked at as just another money maker for businesses, but Wofford says that doesn't have to be the case.
You can tell when somebody's sincere and when somebody's just kind of sending flowers because it's what they do on Valentine's Day, and they know if they don't send something, they're going to be in trouble. Like if you're sending flowers to somebody on Valentine's Day, it's somebody you care about. So I feel like it's still a genuine holiday versus commercial.
And we all know Valentine's Day is a day full of cards, candy, and of course stuffed animals, but owner of the flower company in Starkville says there's one thing every year that flies off the shelves.
Red roses are the first thing to go. Red means love as far as flowers are concerned, like yellow means friendship. So for the love holiday, red roses definitely go first. We'll run out of those first. I usually have to reorder.
Now Wofford adds that the flower company will have extended hours on Valentine's Day. Well, florists aren't the only ones getting slammed this time of year. Bakeries and specialty dessert stores also face the crowds. One sweet shop is stepping up its Valentine's Day game this year to weed out their local competition. Take a look.
Love is in the air, and so is the smell of chocolate this February.
Sponge candy is always a staple in Western New York. Our chocolate-covered popcorn is very popular. Our chocolate-covered pretzel rods, Rice Krispie treats. We also have our French silks, which is like a fudge, like a melt-away that we do.
Sweet Jenny's Ice Cream and Chocolates in Williamsville is cooking up the classics to prepare for one of their busiest holidays.
We multiply our business exponentially.
To change things up this year, Sweet Jenny's decided to create something they're calling Nerd Chocolate. The product may surprise you.
You have a lot of competition, and you always have to be thinking of new and fresh ideas to draw people in.
That fresh idea is an anatomically correct heart. Owner Howard Cadmus came up with the idea about 3 years ago.
The anatomical heart came about because I thought it would be a really neat play on giving your heart for Valentine's Day, and you always see the cartoon-style heart, never an actual heart.
It weighs less than an actual adult human heart, but other than that, it's just like the real thing.
As far as shape, diameter, and texture, all of it, the ventricles, the veins on it, it's accurate.
The chocolate is even melted at 98.6 degrees, the same temperature as the human body. Each is made by hand with a little bit of love put into every bite.
A plastic mold, and it's three-dimensional, two sides. So you fill it, working at a melter with tempered chocolate, put clips on, put it in the fridge so it keeps its form, and then hopefully when you pop it out, it stays.
In years past, Sweet Jenny sold hundreds of hearts, but it has become so popular, they're planning to add a few zeros to that number with a steady beat of business.
This is our time. You have to strike when the iron's hot.
If you're interested in purchasing one of the hearts, you can find Sweet Jenny's information on the Founded on 4 section of our website. In Williamsville, Kaylee Wendt, News 4.
Now, on average, over $1 billion worth of chocolate is purchased in the U.S. alone on Valentine's Day. Coming up after the break, rangers are taking a break from patrolling the parks to read to some tiny tykes. Stay with us.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Selena Schaefer.
Welcome back. Dr. Seuss helped teach some Tupelo area children about the importance of conservation. WCBI's Chad Groening visits the Natchez Trace Park and has more on a program that combines the love for reading and the outdoors.
On the second Saturday of the month, the Natchez Trace Parkway puts on the Read with a Ranger program. This Saturday, Ranger Kristen Schwartz read the Dr. Seuss classic, The Lorax.
If anyone has seen the movie or read the book, it's all about conservation. And it's about putting nature's needs or combining nature's needs and people needs, because people do need things. We need schools, we need hospitals, we need to build our communities. But it's a way that we can live with our environments without harming our environments to the detriment of the animals and plants and eventually ourselves. So it's all about introducing kids to the idea of conservation.
Suze published the book in 1971, and even though Schwartz believes there has been some improvement in conservation since that time, there are still some things that need improvement.
The human population is always growing, so it's something that we always need to keep in mind. It's not something that's ever going to go away. So I think it's always important, especially for the new generations, to understand why conservation is important and to keep it going.
After the reading, Schwartz took the group on a hike along a half-mile trail near the park headquarters, pointing out various facts about the natural habitat of the area and how to preserve it.
To be out in nature, to get fresh air, to walk our trails, to do some fishing, to see wildlife in their natural habitat, that's all something that's incredibly special. And there, of course, are other places you can go and have fun and do things, but when you come here, you can really feel the difference. And it's healthy to be out in nature and to do hiking and to be out in the clean, fresh air. It's something that's really unique that is in your backyard.
And Schwartz gave the children a lesson on what not to throw out of your car while driving the Natchez Trace. Styrofoam plates are not biodegradable. She deposited the plate in the proper place at the end of the hike. Chad Groening, WCDI News, Tupelo.
And all of the events at the Natchez Trace Parkway are free, and you can pick up a schedule at either the park office or by going online. Grammy Award-winning singer David Phelps made a stop in our area this weekend. The Christian singer, best known for his work with the Gaither Vocal Band, did a show at Tupelo's West Jackson Street Baptist Church. Phelps says that it is always a joy to be in the Northeast Mississippi area, and he took time to talk about his upcoming CD, which will have the theme of a church service and lots of hymns.
The project goes through surrender and praise and worship, and then it goes through grace and mercy, and it ends with the song Until Then, which is just a beautiful song of hope and encouraging each other to hang on through the rough times here in this life, because one day we have the hope of stepping into the arms of Jesus in heaven.
Phelps has received Grammy and Dove Awards and has had several platinum-selling projects.
Well, our warming trend continues. We're 16 degrees warmer compared to this time yesterday in Columbus, but we're going to get colder, and we've got some rain on the way. I'll time that all out for you in your full forecast right after the break.
Your First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist Griffin Hardy.
And good evening, everybody. Temperatures right now outside do not look like February temperatures whatsoever. We're at 72 in Columbus, 70 in Tupelo, 77 in Memphis. Yeah, that's a little weird. Out in Oklahoma, they had a high temperature of 99 degrees in southwest Oklahoma earlier today. That was a tie, well, it definitely broke a record there. But overnight tonight, back here at home, we're still going to be seeing temperatures above average for this time of year. Overnight lows expected at 67, mostly cloudy skies and a wind steadily out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that warm air is still going to be here for tomorrow and mild for the start of this coming week, and definitely going to be more sunshine as high pressure settles into the region, but a chance of storms and showers come back in the forecast on Wednesday. I'll break that down for you in just a second, but for tomorrow, we're going to start off with some more scattered showers possible, very small showers as we have high pressure at the surface, but moisture is coming in, so the warm air advection showers will be limited to just very brief and minimum at the very least. So for Sunday morning, it'll be scattered in nature, and then the cold front begins to sag its way into the region. You can see the wind shifting out of the north, and mainly going to be seeing a chance for showers in the Golden Triangle region in the lunch hours of the afternoon tomorrow, and then the cold air begins to filter back in, and that's when temperatures start to go for a dip, so to speak. We have more high pressure that's going to come in behind this cold front, and the chance of showers moves its way down to the south for Sunday evening. And for Monday and Tuesday, here comes that ridge of high pressure, and it settles into the region for Monday and Tuesday, and the weather pattern begins to calm down with more sunshine in the forecast there. So your highs for tomorrow in the Tupelo area, we're going to be seeing more mild temperatures in the low 70s, but before the front gets here to the south, we'll be getting a little bit warmer into those low and mid 70s in the Golden Triangle region, and then 72 to 77 is the range for highs for our counties in West Alabama. So in the 7-day forecast, again, a rain chance for tomorrow is slim at 40%. Monday and Tuesday looks a little bit more mild with high temperatures in the 60s, and then Wednesday, more steady rain chances come in at 50%, and then more sunshine for Thursday and Friday as well.
All right, well, grab your peanuts and Cracker Jacks because baseball is back. Full recap of Mississippi State's Media Day next in sports.
Here's WCDI Sports with Tom Ebel.
We're officially under a week to go until the first pitch of the 2017 college baseball season. Baseball fever was alive in Starkville today as part of Mississippi State Fan Day. Fans came out in bunches to the Palmero Center to meet the 2017 Diamond Dogs. There will be a lot of new faces in the lineup for the reigning SEC champions, getting autographs from the guys and meeting first-year head coach Andy Cannizaro. Cannizaro says he's looking forward to opening day of his dream come true.
The fact that I get to be on the field every single day in a uniform, helping young players become better, is a dream come true for me. This is the perfect job. This is an absolute dream job for myself, to be a Division I baseball coach, to be the Division I head baseball coach here at Mississippi State University is unbelievable. I truly believe this is the mecca of college baseball, and this is the single coolest place in America to play college baseball, and I'm really excited to be here. And I know our coaching staff is fired up. I know our players are excited. And we just can't wait to get everything started.
For a team coming off an SEC title, the word for this year's baseball team is new. New head coach, new faces filling in key roles, new chemistry needed for the Bulldogs to repeat as SEC champs in 2017. We caught up with some of the Diamond Dogs for their media day to hear their thoughts on the changes and the upcoming season.
Coach Cannizaro likes to play a lot of innings, just puts you on the field, and like he says, the cream rises to the top. And, just a lot of these younger guys are starting to understand what it takes to win in the SEC.
It's pretty nice to have a coach that believes in you. So every at bat you feel like, hey, this guy believes in me, why shouldn't I believe in myself? So it's a really good feeling.
Throughout all the coaching staff changes in the fall, that was a time really for us where we didn't really have a head coach for a while, or we weren't really sure who our head coach was going to be for a few days during practice, and we just kind of had to grow together as a team. So I think that really helped us out and was an opportunity for us to grow as a team and really kind of get closer and kind of get that chemistry that we need going forward.
Everybody says we're a young team, not even ranked in the top 30. That don't even matter to us. We're gonna go out there and compete with anybody in the nation.
He's such a positive coach. It's very hard. If you're not positive, he'll put positive into you.
In high school, you can get away with a few things different like fastball, like command on fastballs and stuff like that. You got to be able to throw way more pitches than just a fastball in high school. You could overpower kids just like that, but just maturing in the game and everything else itself is a lot different.
And speaking of baseball, last weekend's scrimmage before the season opener as Andy Cannizaro and the Diamond Dogs prepare for Texas Tech and Western Illinois. First inning pitching was the theme. Peyton Plumlee strikes out Jake Mangum. Never an easy thing to do. Then the bottom half, Cole Gordon, he's on the mound, and K's Tanner Poole whiff. Nice pitch there. Scoreless after one inning. But to the second we go. Eli Marrero with a pop-up to shallow left. Looks like a can of corn, but this one's just going to drop right in the middle of the outfield. That scores Brent Rooker. Gray leads 1-0. Bottom half, Maroons, Hunter Vansouviing for the left field, vying for the left field and first base spot. Hits a rocket to left center, gets by Mangum. That would score Brant Blaylock. We're tied at 1. Speaking of the left field position, Amory's Tanner Poole making his case. Check out this catch by the Amory star. Diving grab robs Harrison Bragg. Mississippi State, they open the season next Friday, 4 p.m. versus Texas Tech. Should be a good one over in Starkville. Here, SEC softball scoreboard, Mississippi State.